So I started studying occult from a very young age. Occult in the sense that I started reading different books which were at home from a very young age. In the sense when I was in sixth standard or seventh
So books
standard.
like
See, there were a couple of books which I used to find at home which had to do with tantra and all that. I didn't even understand what tantra meant at that point of time. So I come from a family which has been studying tantra and doing research with tantra. Like my grandparents from both my paternal and maternal sides, they have been into it studying. But mostly tantra, if I look at it, my maternal grandparents were into it. They used to have like skulls on the books, pictures of skulls and blood and all that. So as kids, you would find how you like horror movies,
fascinating also
very
these things.
fascinating. And that is where it all started from a very, very casual event.
To judge what is right and what is wrong and what is right and what is left.
See, when you have a overhead water reservoir in your house and the pipe is connected to the taps or the, whatever the system that you have around in your house, if you sit down quietly and if you have suddenly observed something which is drastically gone wrong in your life, you would definitely notice before that you were not in the right frame of mind for it to go wrong. So whatever is happening externally is actually a reflection of things
That is
inside, how I'm feeling inside. Today, if you find a lemon kept somewhere,
exactly.
people will say it's black magic. If the lemon is fallen from tree, also they will say it's black magic. If somebody has kept it there, if you've thrown it in your garbage and it's fallen from somewhere, they'll all call it black magic. Get to understand your own power because your power is inside you. Both of us are sitting on the spinning earth. Okay, can you imagine? Isn't this
Exactly.
marvelous by itself? How are we doing that? Like if you have think about the commandos, you can't get a CC out of a commando. I mean, if somebody has to go to become a commando, they have to go through that rigorous training,
Yes.
and everybody is not capable of doing that. Saying that I have seen these things, also in very different places where people couldn't see have started seeing. And if you're telling me that an Aghori is on the social media, they're not Aghoris.
Okay.
Then they have lost that Aghori touch also. I have not seen a digital Aghori yet. But there are a lot of people who attach their Aghori names along with their names on
Yes.
social media.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Sip to Success. We have been trying to do this episode for more than a year now. We planned, but because of different cities, work, and other things, we couldn't do it. And finally, we are here in Puri with Minakshi. And I can sense that this is going to be one of the most intriguing and interesting episode of Sip to Success. Today we are with Minakshi, founder of Folklore, who operates in occult, demonology, and tantra. And we'll speak with her and we'll try to understand more on these topics. Hi Minakshi,
Hi,
welcome to Sip to Success.
thank you so much.
So to begin with, I would like you to introduce yourself in your way.
I'm Meenakshi, and I founded Folklore Magic. Actually, it's not folklore, Folklore Magic. The name also, we thought about it. Actually, I thought about it ages back. Something to do with ancient knowledge.
Okay.
So whenever we kind of talk to people, people understand with stories. We
Correct.
all start listening to stories from a very young age. And folklore means old stories. The stories that are like magical, ethereal, and all those masala which is there, what we like as a kid.
Mhm.
So the folklore means that. And folklore magic came up because I follow very ancient ways of looking at things, of changing mindset, of changing a person's life. I somehow feel that we have disconnected right now, sitting in 2026. We obviously feel that we are far more disconnected than anything else. But when I started folklore magic, it was 2004, which was like ages back,
Okay.
22 years, and correct, 22 years,
True.
and yeah, and now I see that disjointed society that we are living in. And yes, people talk about occult in a very difficult way, but I look at occult as a way of life. Occult means anything that you don't know or
Okay.
people have, the society has hidden from you that they don't want you to get the power. So I started studying occult from a very young age. Occult in the sense that I started reading different books which were at home from a very young age, in the sense when I was in sixth standard or seventh
So
standard.
books like,
See, there were a couple of books which I used to find at home which had to do with tantra and all that. I didn't even understand what tantra meant at that point of time. But I come
just
from a
just to
family.
you are talking about.
Yeah.
I was asking how did you had the books at the
Correct,
home?
correct. So I come from a family which has been studying tantra and doing research with tantra. Like my grandparents from both my paternal and maternal sides, they have been into it studying.
Okay.
But mostly tantra, if I look at it, my maternal grandparents were into it. They have made temples also, and they used to study also. It's a research basically. And the books that I'm talking about, it was from my father's side. I think he was interested somewhere, but of course he never got into it. But the books were always there. It almost felt as if I was born into that family just to read
Okay.
those books, you
Read
know.
this.
So yeah, I found them very interesting from a, they used to have like skulls on the books, pictures of skulls and blood and all that. So as kids, you would find how you
Very
like horror movies,
fascinating also to
very
see.
fascinating. And that is where it all started, from a very, very casual event to this is what I am right now.
Right. So the word occult refers to, or maybe is generally presumed to be very fearful and misunderstanding. How would you describe it, and what is the top two or three things that you think people should unlearn immediately about occult?
I think anyone who's thinking about occult in any fearful or dangerous way,
Hmm.
they need to remove everything they know about it. They just need to trash everything that you know about it. Occult comes from the occult word also comes from a word called occultus, which basically means hidden.
Hidden,
Now, what do you mean by hidden?
which is not visible to everyone.
A seed which is under the ground is also hidden.
Okay, yes, we can say.
We don't find it dangerous.
Hmm.
Correct? We have to, if we have to see, look at lotus. That is also coming in from mud. We don't call lotus dangerous. Why do we have to call this dangerous at all? It is the not so known facts, and some, probably some authorities or power controlled people or control freaks who wanted to keep everything under wraps,
Raps.
and
Okay.
which has happened for centuries, not right now. So you actually have to go back centuries before where we are right now to correct it. Right now it's very difficult, but I think people are changing. They're
Okay.
changing ways, but what is happening is the change is also very different kind of change, because uh, people tend to follow where everybody is going. So
Right.
if everybody is like, before the shot only we were thinking about, we were talking about chakras, right? So even if you look at chakras, everybody is blindly following the chakra system without even knowing. So you don't have your basics right. You don't even know yourself. Then how will you know the chakras which are there in the body? Like
So,
that.
any particular literature or any particular set of information that people should go and read about these subjects and get a fairer and accurate knowledge about occult, the chakras that you mentioned, and all the topics related to this. I mean, any is there any clear source of information for this type of education?
No,
No.
actually, it's not there.
Okay.
Why? I'll tell you. First of all, whatever in the previous centuries, if we look at it, if there was anything which was passed down, it was passed down like hearsay.
Right.
So it would only be told to the right ears verbally. So there was no written note of anything. By the time it started getting recorded on paper, a lot of information was already lost. So today, if you really want to understand occult or know occult, all you need to do is wipe out everything that you know.
Okay.
If everybody is going right, you start going left. If
But
everybody
then,
is
how to
saying,
judge what is right and what is wrong, and what is right and what is left?
see, when you have a overhead water reservoir in your house and the pipe is connected to the taps or the, whatever the system that you have around in your house, are you going to think that the water is coming from there, or you'll think the water is coming from somewhere else?
Hmm.
You know that the water is coming from there, right? So you need to be connected to the source. Source is where the knowledge is coming from. What is the source in this case?
Yes.
The
No. No.
deities, the
Okay.
energies, the higher powers. So you have to surrender in some way and get the right information, and you'll get the right information if you're looking connected to the right source in the right way.
Tantra is often reduced to black magic and negativity. In your view and in your opinion, what is the actual meaning or actual explanation of Tantra?
See, what I see nowadays, Tantra has actually become suppression.
Okay.
Whatever people are thinking, if it is related to black magic, you're mentally suppressed to think like that. Tantra is nothing but a weave. We look at weaving, we talk about Tantu. So it's the weave that is there, which is Tantra. And Tantra is something which is internal, very inward. It is not even outward. Now, you need to understand there are certain feelings or bhav that we call the feelings that are inside. Your external world is a result of what we are feeling inside.
Okay.
Okay, your external world, if you notice ever, if you
Hmm.
sit down quietly and if you have suddenly observed something which is drastically gone wrong in your life, you would definitely notice before that you were not in the right frame of mind for it to go wrong. So whatever is happening externally is actually a reflection of things
That you have done.
inside, how I'm feeling inside. If you're feeling elated inside, the result is definitely going to be right. So this cognition, inside our body, how we manage that, that is actually Tantra. Tantra is nothing which is, to do with black magic and all that. In these thoughts, actually, it's playing a mental game with you. This mental game, which is going on the negative side, is the black magic that is happening to you. There is no black magic or white magic as such.
I was about to ask, what exactly is black magic or how would you define it?
I don't even know what black magic is. A lot of people look at me and say I'm into black magic. I walk into a temple, people say, "Oh, now suddenly black magic is going to start happening."
What is black magic actually? How would you define black magic?
Well, I look at black magic as something which is playing with your mind.
Okay.
Negativities that are playing games with your mind is black magic. So today we hear that black magic is done. Yes, probably a lot of negative things are happening around you. People might think negative about you. If they are certainly channelizing certain negative energies towards you, that is what I would call actually black magic. But if you really understand what people say about black magic, generally when people look at somebody and then say that person does black magic or is into black magic, I have my reservations about that, because black magic is not exactly what commoners think about it. Today, if you find a lemon kept somewhere,
Exactly.
people will say it's black magic. If the lemon is fallen from tree, also they will say it's black magic. If somebody has kept it there, if you've thrown it in your garbage and it's fallen from somewhere, they'll all call it black magic. But black magic is essentially, I think, the games that your mind is playing with you, nothing else.
So it's basically like more of the generated by the human thinking and has been
Ignorance. Ignorance. See,
ignorance.
basically, when we talk about black magic, is of course things hidden. People think that, people. There are so many clients who come to me. They already know that black magic has been done to them.
Okay.
It's like going to a doctor and saying, "I know everything that has happened to my body. Now you just cut it out." It's
Okay.
like that. So people come to us and say that, "Oh, somebody has been doing black magic to us for a very long time." And how
But
do you even know?
how one can know that?
As I told you, the mind games that your mind is playing games with you, because obviously you're living from fear, and that is exactly what I do to the people who come to me. Remove the fear,
Okay.
get to understand your own power, because your power is inside you. Because whatever is outside in the universe is inside you. So it's very difficult to talk about black magic, but yes, there are a lot of people who want to harm you, and there are people who try to harm you. But as I said, if you're connected to the source and if you have the right empowerments on you, nothing can happen to you.
So does these things actually happen or work? Like you mentioned that black magic people do it maybe negatively, or if in case these things actually happen, how can someone do something that they can protect themselves from the effect of black magic if someone is doing this?
See, there is, it's a you ask many questions in one, but let me
Yeah.
decategorize it in a different way. Yes, black magic can be done. I mean, I am not a follower of the word black magic. That's why our website is also Magic in Black.
Magic. Okay.
So it is not black magic because everything in this universe is dark.
Hmm.
When creation happens, you are in the dark. A seed, I will just tell you about a seed when planted under the soil. It is in darkness, complete darkness. You don't even get to know the mechanism what's happening during the creation, during the breaking of the seed. When the kernel breaks, we don't get to see all that. It is all happening in darkness. So creation happens in darkness. Now when we are talking about negative energies following, when people believe, it's all about belief. When people believe that black magic is happening on them, it definitely will work on you, whether it is black magic or
Or
not.
not.
If I believe that black magic is happening on me, it will happen. Because I believe that whatever you think about,
You attract.
however, fictitious it is, or however big or haywire it may go in thinking, it will all happen.
It's like what you think you attract.
It is like you're creating that frequency of that thought, and
Hmm.
anything which is frequency based, it has to happen. Like, think about a butterfly fluttering somewhere else can create a volcano somewhere else. So just imagine a butterfly somewhere around here can trigger a volcano somewhere else. Can you imagine that?
Yes.
And it's scientifically proven.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it is a ripple effect. It will happen. So you're given two choices basically. One is to think good, think big, and think whatever you can create.
Yes.
And the other one is to destroy. Either ways, you can do it.
So you also talk about demonology. So when you use word demon, what do you refer to it? Is it a human psyche or an independent deity or a mix of both? How would you describe this?
Yeah, demons, if you look at it, it is villainized. Okay? So, demons basically, if you understand the meaning, it means higher intelligence.
Okay.
Okay? So, it's the beings, the ancient beings, ancient energies who are the holders of knowledge. It actually means that
Okay.
they have the higher intellect and they have the knowledge which is required for everything. So basically, that is what demons is. Socrates had a demon working for him, and we still follow him, right? His all his predictions have come out right. So that is the higher intellect that we're talking about. As I said, I always believe in connecting to your power source. So if today we don't have uh, electricity, electricity used to be occult at some point of time. We have
Okay.
learned how to connect a wire to the bulb, and we've got light. So my job is to connect the electricity with the human soul so that the light comes up. And what we're talking about demons is like, say for example, we have electricity at home, we are plugging our devices to that. Suddenly you have a power cut. What do you do?
Okay.
Nowadays you have a
Backup.
backup, you have a battery backup, you have other things. So these are like backups. So you have to, either if you are not connected to the source, then you look for the backup, then you connect yourself to that. By the time you level up to your standard, you get to understand what it is, and then you go back. When the light comes back, you go back to the original source. That's about it.
But why there is so much of a negative aura around the word demon or demon as we say? I mean, there is a very
It is
negativity
negative because
surrounded
it's
around it.
raw power. It is negative. I mean, uh, look at this fear. Okay, people are scared of fire.
Okay.
People are scared of calamities. People are, see, any natural source which is out of its source or which is not controlled, it can go haywire.
Right.
So fire can go haywire, water sources can go haywire, cyclones can go haywire, right? If not controlled. So all these natural elements bound to get haywire if not controlled rightly. If you're talking about energies, if it is not controlled and compacted in the right way, it can get dangerous.
So, in your context, demon is basically a kind of a human psyche or a human thinking that I assume.
No, it's not a human thinking. See, it is a separate entity, it is separate energies,
Okay.
but it is not good or bad.
All right.
If I use fire to do havan, somebody else can use fire for burning down their house. I mean, this is a
Got
very
it.
old saying. So I can use power in the right way, I can use power in the wrong way. It depends on my mind. So yeah, a lot of people when we're talking about you're talking about dangers of it. Nowadays, if you go to social media, I see so many people are using the subject in the wrong context. So it is the context and the content, what
Okay.
you want to do with it.
Exactly.
So it's basically that is why you need to be of a healthy mindset and you have to have goals, basically good goals for yourself. In the sense you have to really dream big. So you have if you want to grow 100x,
You
it's
have to
easy.
dream.
It's easy if you have these source of knowledge with you. Ultimately, you need knowledge. And where are you going to plug it in from? If I plug it in from you, you may or may not know anything about it. You will give me exactly how much you know, and it may be wrong also. I don't even know what you know is correct or not. So, all the people, when I see when they are talking such big things about occult or tantra or you know, they have started talking about Shiva or Kali or these other aspects, all these divine aspects when they talk about. Ultimately, who has the copyright on them? No one. Tantra has been spoken by Mahadev. How can I have a copyright on that?
Exactly.
Two people are talking. It is a dialogue between Mahadev and Parvati or Mahadev and Shakti. So their dialogue, who are we to even say that it is, I know all about it? No, I don't know all about it. I'm still learning. And I think my entire lifetime also, I have studied it for 25 years. I will go this lifetime and I'll come back 100 times also with the same knowledge and upgraded. I'll not know even one pot of it compared to the sea. I know nothing. I am still learning. Every day it's a revelation. Just think about it. Both of us are sitting on the spinning earth, okay? Can you imagine? Isn't this
Exactly.
marvelous by itself? How are we doing that? We are sitting on a rotating stone, basically, and we are still safe. So, what other miraculous things that you want in your life?
Kali is feared as bloodthirsty goddess by some and a protective mother by others. So there is a duality involved around Kali. For you, what is the actual meaning and how do you perceive Kali in your practice? Or for you,
It's
what actually Kali is? Maybe a better
everything
question.
from beginning till end. It's her. I can't see my life without her. I can't even imagine a life without her. I can't even think my life, my morning, my night, my afternoon without her. It's like that. So yeah, I mean, if you look at Kali, she is a uh, not a very docile mother.
Okay.
She is a mother who is going to whack you and get you straightened up. Like if you have think about the commandos, you can't get a CC out of a commando. I mean, if somebody has to go to become a commando, they have to go through that rigorous training,
Yes.
and everybody is not capable of doing that. So if somebody is wanting to go to that commando level, whichever work you're doing, you need her because she is going to make sure that you become that. If you're looking for somebody who's soft, nurturing only, and loving, and coochie cooing all the time, then she's not the one because she's going to whip you up. And what is fascinating about her is she is going to kill your old self. Like today, what you're seeing me as, I was not like this earlier. So
Yes.
probably I was also depressed, sad, needing validation. People need to like me. People need to say good things about me. All that. Now I couldn't bother. You know, uh, it's just that I want to be me. So if you're with Kali, it is your reality that you're talking about, where you don't have to wear these masks, where you don't have to pretend, where I don't have to be nice to everyone, where I don't have to be the yes man to everybody. That is what Kali is.
So, would you say that Kali is a very dark form of energy or a raw form of energy?
Very, very raw form of energy.
And dark form of energy also?
She's not for everyone. That's what I
Okay.
said. She is definitely not for everyone. If you're bothered about society, if you're bothered about validations from people, if you're bothered about how people perceive you as, how everything is going, she is not the one for you. If you're looking for softer forms, there are many goddesses, many mothers, many of her own forms which are there, which you can look for, but she's not the one. She is going to make you a kick ass person, which I think is I like.
Much needed.
Much needed by today's world. And that's the only way of growth. There's no other growth. I don't see life without her, as I said. I can't even imagine.
And how does working with a, this dark form of energy like Kali, changes the preferences of, or maybe changes the perspective of people in respect to fear, death, and these elements?
I'll tell you. There are two sections here, okay? One is where you're born, okay?
Born as in the place,
Region.
region. Okay.
By birth, I'm born in West Bengal. She is the ruler.
Hmm.
She is there. She's in Kali Ghat. And so West Bengal is all Kali. So half the job is done there because I'm born there. And I'm born into her lineage obviously because she's a part of our sector. Now so she automatically becomes the Kuladevi.
Okay.
So how the thing is done. Why people misunderstand is I think people outside West Bengal, maybe towards the north, they have a different understanding of Kali because West Bengal and below, maybe Kerala also, where Bhadrakali is there,
Hmm.
they are, if you see the women this side, if you see West Bengal women and if you see Kerala women, they are much stronger than their men, their counterparts, I mean. They're much
As
stronger
compared to other
as
part of the
compared
India.
to the other parts of India.
Okay.
If you look at it, they are much more docile. I mean, I don't know whether you've noticed it or not. Women in North and women in these places, they're slightly different. I mean, if you understand them clearly, you'll probably know the way they carry themselves, the way they talk. There is a different attitude already, and it's coming out now. My mother was not like that. She's very docile. Okay, so when I look at her and I think, I look at her and I think that I don't want to be anything that she is. Okay, I mean, she's been very dedicated as a wife, very soft and very, yes, I'm not like that. But my grandmother, who I actually learned a lot of things from, she was like me. I mean, if you look at me, I'm probably like her shadow.
Okay.
She was very dominating. Now, dominating doesn't mean dominating the husband. I'm not saying that. They were partners together. They both worked together. They created their own life together. So I think it's very important that you become the other part, the supporting part. Ultimately, woman is what? They are Shakti. So without Shakti, which is the energy part of it, I mean, people use Shakti in a very casual
Casual
way,
way.
but it's not, it is energy. So we have a substance which is lying somewhere, which is the potential energy of that substance. The subject has the potential to move, but when I put force to it, it becomes kinetic energy, right? So the movement happens. That is
Hmm.
what Shakti is. Shakti makes you move. So that movement is required. So you will understand the difference of Shakti, which is incorporated in a person which is active, and Shakti, which is docile in a person which is inactive.
How important is Kashi and Kamakhya in your journey? Because I think these two places are very close to you in your entire journey.
Yes, actually, I would correct you a little bit here. The
Yes.
first most important place for me has been Jagannath Puri.
Okay.
Okay, Orissa has been by far the closest place because Jagannath is here. I don't know. I have uh, this uncanny or this very weird connection with him. Whenever I used to look at him, I used to uh, look at him like a comic face. His big eyes, and then much later on, he looked almost like a doll.
Hmm.
So very adorable God,
Right.
very lovely and loving God. So I asked somebody long back that why does he have eyes like that? So the person told me that he has eyes like that because it works like a magnifying glass.
Okay.
Very little that you do, he looks at it with magnified,
Magnified, yes.
So, from a very young age, we come to Puri, and this has always been a very close thing to my heart. And later on, much later, I understood it was probably because of Bimala's presence here. So, Bimala is here as a Shakti Peeth. This is one of the Adi Shakti Peeths. Then another one, which is very important to me, is Kalighat, where I'm born, West
West
Bengal.
Bengal.
Kashi, yes, I learned a lot of things in Kashi.
Okay.
I was initiated by somebody in Kashi, and so my formal journey of understanding these studies started in Kashi.
Okay.
So it is definitely Vishwanath is very important to me, and Kamakhya is a very latest development in my life in the sense for the last few years only, 4 5 years. Later on, I understood, which is the Nilachals are very important for your journey.
Okay.
That is what I call the tri matrix Nilachal or tri axis. The Nilachal, where Puri is Jagannath, if you see the mantra also, it has got Nilachal there. So Jagannath is in Nilachal.
Okay.
Kamakhya is also in Nilachal. And we talk about another Nilachal, which is Mayong. So
Okay.
Mayong, I look at it as the mind, as the intellect that plays with you. People call it the capital, black magic capital. And I call black magic the play of the mind.
Okay.
Okay. Then you have Kamakhya, which is like the heart or the base, your torso. It kind of stabilizes it. Then you have Vimala as the feet, which will anchor it. So whenever you're doing anything in your life, if you don't have these three things, first the mind,
Mind.
your mind needs to know what you're doing and you need to think.
Exactly.
And then you need to feel it. You need to love it. Whatever you're doing, you need to have that passion and love for it. Otherwise, you'll never become successful. And then that 100% X that is
The magnifier
multiplied
effect.
is Vimala.
Okay.
Unless you actually get Vimala in your life or Jagannath in your life, you'll not be able to magnify that into 100%. So for me, this is the importance.
In occult practices, there is a recurring tension between power and surrender. How would you navigate this, or how would you teach this?
Okay. Surrender is something that is by default needs to be set inside you.
Okay.
Very difficult to find anyone who surrendered to anything right now because we are all very egocentric.
Hmm.
We egocentric, that is how we are born and brought up also. So it's very difficult. Power is something which comes with time and it has nothing to do with occult. Actually, this is how people do business basically. I mean, it's become very commercial right now. Nowadays, I see everybody knows everything about occult. Everybody, and there are so many books available. There are so many, social media,
Media available.
channels are there, and everybody is talking about occult. So, occult has also become a very casual word. You know, it's supposed to be hidden, but everybody knows about it.
Hmm.
I don't understand how. Without even practicing for years. Practicing, by practicing, I mean you don't have to really light up a candle, do some woo woo there, nothing like that. All I'm saying is people should at least know themselves, their priorities, what this world is made of, how this universe came to place. These are the basic things that one needs to know even to understand the O of occult.
Okay.
You need to understand how the universe is functioning at a level without which no study is going to help, no book is going to help, nothing is going to help. And surrender and power that you're talking about, if you know yourself, you will get to know what power is because everything is inside you. Everything that you need to know or you need to understand, you don't need a book for it. That is what I told you. If you're connected to the universe in the right way,
Mhm.
if your Wi-Fi connection is good, then your knowledge is going to just keep increasing with every year.
So how would you describe occult in one sentence that captures the entire essence of the concept and it's clearly understandable by everyone?
I think what is happening is people are replacing magic with logic.
Okay.
If you take out the logic from
From
your
magic.
life and just let it be, you'll find the magic in your life.